Guys, so we're back again. Tomorrow it will be 2 weeks since I spoke to the dealer principal over at Ducati in Cambridge. Certain things have been promised to be replaced. They've also asked for images of the corroded clutch lever again, despite the fact that the guy John, who's now left, had sorted this all out back in February. And I've not heard anything much since. The clutch problem has forced me to put the original levers back on because they do offer a little bit more clearance than the other ones. But although I'm going to move this now, you can see how much free play there is. Yeah, there's just a tiny little bit of free play in that at the moment, and then you're actually disengaging the clutch. But after riding for 5-6 miles, the amount of free play here gets more and more and more till you're pretty much pulling the clutch all the way to the bar before it will disengage. As from new, the bike has been a bloody nightmare to get into neutral. As an advanced rider, we're expected to snick the bike into neutral in various circumstances, and it's been pretty much impossible to do from day one. Having now researched on Ducati forums around the world about the clutch issue, this problem selecting neutral is pretty widespread, and I don't think there's been any solution to it. Officially, the only way I could ever do it was to rock the bike backwards and forwards a little bit, just try and release the clutch a little bit, then pull it in, and then try. But more often than not, you'll just go from first to second, and then second back into first again. Total nightmare. It's the worst bike I've ever owned for getting it into neutral. So there's clearly an issue with this. As I've already mentioned, when these reservoirs were changed, and in fact, just to recap, there were no issues whatsoever with the clutch until, well, apart from the fact you can't get into neutral, but I'm not sure that's a clutch issue as such. But before these reservoirs were changed, there were no issues with clutch bite point varying or any issues like that at all. And as I've already said, they had the bike for an extended amount of time because they told me they were having trouble bleeding this system, which is pretty simple, frankly. I mean, you've got the reservoir and you've got the activation point here and the bleed valve on the top. So the question really is, what can make this bite point vary? Is it the temperature of the bike, or is it repeated use? So I think what I'm going to do now is, with the bike off, I'm just going to operate this clutch as many times as I can over the next 5-10 minutes and see if that has any effect on that little bit of free play. If it does, then we can think about what might be doing that. I mean, air in the system, God, I mean, it's such a short run of pipe work. There could be air trapped in here, but I don't see how that's possible. I really don't understand why there would be a problem on what is a simple circuit. If you have a look in the Diavel manual, it really is very basic. You're just squeezing the hydraulic fluid through, and that activator just works on a push rod, and it disengages the clutch plates. It couldn't be more simple. So yeah, nearly 2 weeks on, and still nothing resolved. It hasn't been booked in yet. Obviously they're going to get parts like the seat and whatever else was required, clutch lever, cowling, I forget what was on the list. But this is now stopping me from actually going out and enjoying a ride. I've obviously had to put the levers back on, the old ones, because you couldn't use the clutch with the other levers, and now I don't go more than 10 or 15 miles. It's a hell of a lot of money to have spent, and I can't use the bike, and it's been like that for a couple of weeks now. So anyway, just a quick update. I am now going to sit here for 5 minutes and operate this clutch lever and see if I can make this free play get worse. If not, we're going to start the bike and not use this and give it 10 minutes, let the bike thoroughly warm up, and just see if that has changed. And then perhaps somebody can tell me exactly how that is possible due to heat, if that is indeed the case. Catch you later.